When you undermine the civil liberties and human rights of one group, it just paves the way for us to erode all of our civil liberties. And that's what we see today. We created PANA to be a forceful advocate for the fair treatment and equitable inclusion of newcomers.
The communities that we serve, which are Bamemsa, Black, African, Arab, Muslim, Middle Eastern, and South Asian, those groups were traditionally underrepresented.
PANA is a coalition. It's all about giving power to the people to ensure that people who are coming here can find themselves.
The growth of PANA over the last 5 to 10 years has been quite remarkable. If we think back to 2015, there was legislation put forward that wanted to restrict visas or visa waivers that are given to people based on their nationality from the countries of Iraq and Syria. When that first legislation, 158, when it came forward, PANA took the position very early on to say this is wrong.
On December 10th, 2015, we called for a big rally, and we had thousands of people show up in support of Syrian refugees. We were able to talk directly with our congressional reps who voted for these discriminatory and racist policies to educate them about the impact it has on communities. And we just saw how dangerous the moment was and the need for Muslims, refugees, asylum seekers, for all of us to rise up and organize. Shortly after our founding in 2017, PANA formed the Immigration Legal Defense Program in direct response to increased law enforcement harassment and surveillance our communities were experiencing, who were at real risk of being deported to countries where their lives were under threat. PANA is often seen as an organization of last resort. When people come to us, they haven't been able to find immigration legal defense and representation, or they've got a really complicated case.
Over the past couple of years, the Immigration Legal Department has taken on approximately 200 cases where people have been granted asylum, they've received their green cards, received work permits for the first time. So we're really proud of the work that we've accomplished.
In 2020, through the census, we reached over 54,000 community members for outreach and education.
After the census, you then get into the business of redistricting. Historically in San Diego, how those lines are drawn would often split directly across communities so that they wouldn't have a voice in their local government.
It's so important to bring in community members who would normally not have been participating. We were able to give them the technical tools and training to participate effectively in redistricting, to shape the very maps that impact who represents us. It led to a historic investment by the state where they dedicated resources for the first time for MENA communities. The reoccurring theme in PANA's history was that when people arrive, that housing was the #1 priority. People were not only dealing with affording rent itself, but were being pushed out of communities at no fault of their own. So in 2021, we pushed for a tenant protection ordinance to ensure that our communities here in San Diego were protected from wrongful evictions. The tenant protection ordinance was really a hard-fought victory because for the first time in 20 years, the city of San Diego was able to update its tenant laws.
In 2023, PANA kicked off this project we call the Global Village.
Many of our ethnic community-based organizations are losing their space because of gentrification, because of some development is happening in the community.
It dawned on us that we could give our community a chance to make decisions about their own futures, their own communities. So we embarked on a mission to purchase property.
Our dream was to create the global village, that have a space for our community where our youth can gather safely, where nonprofit organizations can work together.
And then also generate some affordable housing for new immigrants.
It resulted in purchasing 2.2 acres and an 18-month process that engaged over 2,000 community members to master plan a community village.
For the envisioning process, hundreds of people were there to see the unveiling of an architect's model of what this space could look like.
It was just a really, really great way to see the community from all walks of life in all parts of the world come together.
10 years ago, I could have never imagined the threats to our democracy today. And I'm grateful that we have PANA here lifting up newcomer families, refugees, asylum seekers who are equipped and understand the very real threats we face today and are also most equipped to show up to protect and defend our democracy. I hope that PANA builds a legacy that is about true freedom for people.
Respect.
Community,
Home,
True partnership,
Power.
joy,
democracy,
The future.
family,
And belonging for all of us.